Hey, this is Chris Gethard, and you're listening to Is That Your Kid? You better buckle up, man, because Todd and Jake, they're about to take you on a real ride.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who has the biggest balls?
Like
that?
It worked. Check, check. All
Check,
right.
check.
Chickadee, chickadee, wah.
Check. Are we on?
And Todd doesn't know it, but we are actually starting the podcast right now.
All right, okay, so that was a little false start.
I am Jacob Henry Szirmae, and I'm
You
here
don't
with
do the
my,
intros.
and I'm here with Todd, the nickname Todd.
You don't do the intros.
I just did, I think.
Big leaguing me over here. Okay, so
Do it again.
here's the real intro. Hey everybody, welcome to week 5, episode 5. Is That Your Kid podcast with Todd, the Bod Tondera, and also Jake, no nickname this week, Szirmae.
Ooh.
So I guess you caught me a little off guard there. I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it this week. For those of you, for first listeners, this is a podcast that tapes a little bit out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in Jake's bedroom. And what does iTunes say? What did I put in for the iTunes description?
I believe it's just two nerds talk shop or talk about their daily lives.
Yes. So
deal with each other's personality flaws.
yes, yeah. It's nerds from Western Pennsylvania host a variety show while struggling to cope with one another's personality flaws. So that is the iTunes subscription, description, not subscription. If you want inscription. But if you do want to subscribe on iTunes
With a subscription.
Is That Your Kid?
Subscription.
Okay, back up. If you want to listen to us on a regular basis, on a regular basis, type Is That Your Kid? Search us on iTunes, subscribe, download, share, review. So how was that for an intro?
That was pretty good. Mine would have been great, but we cut it off a little short.
Okay, well, finish yours.
I'm done now.
Okay.
You did a good job, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't know you were gonna big league me there and just kind of take it. Sandbagging.
It's only one.
Sandbagging.
I had to get one.
I had an old boss that would always use the term sandbagging.
Well, explain. I'm not really.
Well, he would use it when you sandbag somebody. That means like you set them up. You set them up. You like say, oh, well, you just sandbagged me on that. Like you set them up. You set them up for failure. Is sandbagging.
What does that have to do with it?
Right.
Is it because you're preparing for disaster and you're
right.
ready for it?
Yeah, right. But you're setting somebody up for failure, and he'd always said that I was sandbagging. But then little did I know that he was sandbagging his entire business, and now it is gone.
But yeah.
So that was
they sandbagged themselves.
They
For those of you listening, you know that.
And so
Todd's old coworkers listen to
this. Subscribe, download,
review.
They all review.
I love ITYK. You know, getting sandbagged all the time.
I sandbag all my friends when listening to this, like they just use this completely out of context.
This is Todd, the sandbag Tondera.
The sandbagger.
I like that. The sandbag.
Not with the ER at the end.
The sandbagger?
Yeah, the sandbagger.
Oh, the sandbagger Tondera.
What's that Will Smith movie? Sandbagger Vance?
Men in Black 2.
He wasn't in Men in Black 1 or 3. Will Smith's claim to fame is Men in Black 2. Okay. But speaking of iTunes, we do have a couple of reviews that came in this week.
Oh yeah, read those.
I will read those. If you do want to review us, we will. Bad or good review, we will say it. So if you want to completely crush us. You're allowed. This one is from Luluminous on March 23rd. 5 stars. I dig these dudes. Between the goofs and Mountain Dew, hollerin' back to R.L. Stein, and the devout love for Andrew Hot Dog Parrish, who was our guest last week, I'm down. Keep it up, you guys. You make me laugh. This one comes from Lisa Bodner, March 24th, 2014. That's her whole name. Best with 5 stars. Non-stop giggles. Favorite part of the week is listening to these guys. WSY and TCGS fans will love this. And WSY is What Say You podcast with Brian Quinn and Sal Vulcano. And TCGS being the Chris Gethard show. So if you like What Say You podcast or the Chris Gethard show, I guess people will love this as well.
Or related podcasts, perhaps.
Or related podcasts as well. So I'm gonna loosen up. I didn't prepare you for this. I'm gonna loosen you up with Okay, so
this is new for me.
This is new for you.
Oh,
this is new
okay.
for you. In the past weeks, there's been a couple times in which that there was a word or two that Jake didn't want me to say. So this is gonna be all fair. This is gonna be straight across the line. I'm going to write down a word on this.
On our designated secret washable marker board.
Jake made a homemade dry erase board.
Everyone at home, my heart is beating faster. I don't know what's gonna happen here, and frankly, I'm scared.
So it's a 4x6 picture frame with a piece of notebook paper in, so we could share notes to one another.
That's a dry erase board, basically.
Yeah, that you can't see. And so there was this thing that Jake didn't want me to say a few words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw 4 to 5 words over to you
to see what I would be willing to say.
I'll say it. I'll still say it. I'll still say it. Or do you want to say it?
I think you write them and I'll say if I want to say them.
Okay, deal.
But now I just sign my own. Okay, Todd's writing.
Okay.
Can't see.
So this is word 1. I wrote it on the dry erase board. I'm going to pass it over to him, and then if he is comfortable with saying it, he's going to say it. If not, he's just going to give it back, and we're going to move right along.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Boobs.
Not bad.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
He's not erasing boobs, but he will write maybe over top of it.
Yeah.
He's going to write next to it. Oh, I have it. Oh.
Okay, so this is the second.
Oh, it's an addendum. It's an addition to... Now it's... Big old boobs.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're done with the...
And old as in OL.
Okay.
Big old. Big R. He's going again.
I'm going again.
Let's see. I hope it's not going to escalate here.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well,
you don't have to say it.
Well, no, that's whole. I have a feeling there's going to be an addition
okay,
to
so
this one.
You'll say that one. Okay, I'll keep going.
This is getting bad. Well, now up to what? What does that stand for?
Are you gonna say it?
He's written. Well, B-hole. What is that? What is that? He's written just the letter B,
and
not B and hole.
Yeah, right.
I still feel like he's taking it easy on me. What is a B-hole? Oh. Okay. I was honestly thinking like bees.
Yeah. Okay. So we've made a sentence now.
I thought they were gonna be words.
I know.
Not phrases.
I called an audible.
Now, I love butthole.
Singular.
I hope you're not gonna go back in the podcast and chop up my words and use them against me later. Like I love butthole later in life.
No.
Make it as your ringtone.
No. Okay. We're gonna finish off with this one.
I hope it's not back wall.
No, it's not back wall. That's an inside joke, but I don't know if I'm.
No.
We don't want to do back wall. So okay, I'm writing again. Yeah. And so there's gonna be this one and then one more.
Obviously, a one.
Oh, you see where that one's going?
Yeah, penguin. It's pen. P-E-N.
P-E-N.
He's going for penguin. I bet. Still writing. Pen. Pen. A lot of things here.
I've crossed out pen,
No.
and then I wrote
Why?
something else.
So pen was too transparent.
Yeah.
He's crossed it out. In lieu of that, now we've got
If you're
big dick.
what is it?
They heard me. They could back it up.
They don't need to. Go ahead and say it again. What did I write?
Todd wrote big dick. And Todd is loving this. He's got the biggest smile on his face. You're abusing the secret message.
Yeah, okay.
Lord.
All right. Well, that was kind of the opening. I was going to get more visceral with it, but I decided not to. Look at that. I got a black thumb from the dry erase board, so putting down the dry erase board. But
for now. I like that.
Now.
I like that shirt.
This shirt?
I'm a Caesar slot buster. Did you win at the casino?
When I was a little kid, my dad gambled away all our money we had. And he would just come up with T-shirts for us.
Yeah.
He would steal money out of
to make up for having no money. Would just bring you compensation.
He would steal money out of our birthday cards and holiday cards and take it and spend it. And that's how I got this shirt, Jake.
Well,
that's real.
I still like it.
Mm-hmm. But he would take all the family's money that my mom actually had to make secret bank accounts to keep the money in, so he didn't steal it.
Like a Swiss bank account.
Yeah.
Just for your dad.
Yeah,
okay.
just for that. But okay, so did that kind of lighten the mood up a little bit?
I don't know if it lightened it or darkened it.
Okay. But so that kind of just opened you up a little bit to
I'm wide open.
Open.
I'm gaping.
Gaping? see, he's getting there. He said the word gaping.
Ooh. Yeah, as this is a shout out, some of you will know, I love gaping maws.
Explain what a gaping maw is.
Gaping maw is just a real wide open mouth.
That's it.
And well, not like people mouths, like animal mouths. If you Google search gaping maw, there's a website. It's like a web cities, like a GeoCities account website just devoted to gaping maw pictures, and you can Google that.
Just people loving them.
Well, just me loving them. They got ostriches, and you search them by category. It would be ostriches, alligators, lions, dogs, cats, anything that's got a maw. It's probably gaping at one point or another.
And
Hippos,
someone caught it. Someone
caught it on film, on picture.
Mm-hmm.
And they posted it to the internet, thankfully. I love it.
The best, I love, it's not really the pictures of the maws that gets me going. That's not what gets me going. What gets me going is the people that comment on them. Like, oh, that's incredible, incredible shot. That's an incredible one. Very good, Warrior X16. Very good shot, Warrior X16. Like, that's a very good, that's the stuff that's just because there's one thing being interested in it, but it's a whole nother thing to be interested in it and discussing it.
That takes things to a whole nother level.
Because there's stuff I'm interested in. It's I wouldn't tell many people, but there's a community that's open to this. There's a gaping community into gaping maws. But we also got and we read some iTunes reviews as well. If you want to hit us up on isthatyourkid.tumblr.com, we actually
if you want to send some gaping maws to our Tumblr, I would personally, Jake, would love more gaping maw pictures, even if it's you or your dog or cat.
Or your dog or your cat. We'll reblog them over there. And I mentioned before, I don't know if this was this week or last week. I'll be real. I can't find the message. But so that's already, I'm messing that up because there was a anonymous message that came through on our Tumblr because I promoted that, and it just said favorite comedians ? Enter something on the lines of you laugh like Pete Holmes, and so I don't know if it was directed towards me or us. So
Both of us collectively sound like Pete Holmes.
So maybe laughing in general, we sound like Pete Holmes. But
I mean, I've told you this. I kind of like Pete Holmes.
yeah,
He's good.
I guess.
He's well, he's okay.
Yeah, I like Petey. I think.
Oh, you're on that level with him. When
Yeah, I mean, I'm on that level with
Todd,
him.
the nickname Tondera.
I'm on the level with him, but So, okay, I don't know who that was directed towards, whether if it was us as a podcast or me or Jake.
Maybe Anonymous will just send back.
So favorite comedians, I guess I'll answer that first. The first funny guy, comedian, whatever you want to call him, that I was interested in was Tom Green. I grew up on Tom Green, and if we want to talk inspirations, I pretty much modeled 7th and 8th grade and maybe even 9th grade based on the humor behind Tom Green. Larry David, creator of Seinfeld, is also one that Larry David's great. Tim Heidecker, which
I think we could both agree on that. Real weird.
Mitch Hedberg, I like Mitch Hedberg
that
a
was
lot.
what I was gonna say. Everyone, I think one of the very first comedians that I ever actually sat down and listened to all of his things. Granted, there's not a lot. Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg's got to be one of mine. Dimitri Martin, for a little bit when he first started out, I mean, I got into that. I had a phase where I was listening to like stand-ups. I've never been to one personally except for the Mike Birbiglia, Chris Gethard show. But I've seen stand-ups on television, on TV. But definitely Mitch Hedberg, one of my favorites. Such a shame, but he left us with some great material.
Some fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. So that's a little inside that.
I didn't take that as a question. I thought that Anonymous was saying that we were favorite comedians?
With the question
like they were our favorite? Or we were their favorite?
It's all in lowercase. It said favorite comedians ? And then next says you laugh like Pete Holmes.
Oh, okay.
So whoever, those of you Pete Holmes fans,
he's on right after Conan.
He's on right after Conan
O'Brien.
So if you know Pete Holmes and if you've listened to our podcast, let us know which one that is that laughs. Or if you send another message saying, "This is who I meant. I meant Jake, or I meant Todd." So just let us. That's all I have for that. And also we got, if we're talking about viewer response here, we got, I had a whole email conversation with a young lady from the West Coast this past week. And she was a fan of ours. And so I'm just going to kind of read snippets. And you know who you are. Thank you for emailing. You seem like such a sweet person. And we look forward to more emails. But to kind of go through it, she says, "I think y'all are doing an amazing podcast. You're natural, include weird 90s interests. I love hearing you two enjoy each other."
What?
Right?
Oh,
like, how
yikes.
genuine is a thing, though? That's such a genuine
nice.
statement.
I like her. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
But just caught me off guard.
Yeah, enjoying each other. And she also said that she worked with kids at one point too. So the Brody story about the tooth, she really loved that.
Brody actually just played xylophone this past week.
Yeah,
he went absolutely nuts on it. He was hammering away like crazy. But go on.
And I also asked like viewers to. I actually, by the way, thank you for all the people who have texted me throughout the week and let me know what you listen on, because that helped me out. She listens on Podomatic, but heard of us from Tumblr. And what else? Yeah, she wanted to check us out because she saw the Chris Gethard sandwich picture. So she's like, based on that, I wanted to check you out. So she went to our Tumblr, and I just pushed the keyboard. I went to our Tumblr, then Podomatic, and she actually has some advice for us going forward here. She said, "I think you should do listener scavenger hunt challenges.
Whoa.
Like the best picture of a pink-haired troll."
It's done.
It's done.
Challenge accepted.
And then she said, the best is that kid jingle. A super prize for finding an upright piano. Like, if a user sent in a picture of an upright piano, that could be something. Or something
Okay.
like that. So, you should also give us a taste of the seams. Or just keep up the good haunts. The seams being Jake's band.
Cool. Yeah, I'll pick. I think for next week, I think I'm gonna pick a track.
That'd be great.
Hopefully, maybe they'll be the first.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be our first musical guest.
So, yeah, so that's great. I welcome more emails just like this. So if you ever want to email us again, more than happy to respond to that. So maybe we will get some seams.
So thanks for contacting us. That's great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And speaking of Scavenger Hunt, I know last week we had talked about the Scavenger Hunt.
Pass.
And
we took a pass.
We took a pass last week.
Yeah.
Because we had a busy week with Hot Dog on.
Mr. Parrish there.
Yeah.
Before you go, Scavenger Hunt. I was looking through my closet, and
oh yeah,
because I was looking for Goosebumps books, and instead of that, I found what my brother refers to it as the poor man's R.L. Stine. Christopher Pike, Scavenger Hunt, is a book called Scavenger Hunt. And it's the author of Remember Me and the Final Friend series for you Pike fans out there.
You Pikeans.
You Pikes. Hold on, let's see who did the cover art, because Todd loves it.
Tell me who did the cover art.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best shot.
That's not Jacobus, I can tell you that right now.
Brian Kotsky.
Nah.
1989.
Nah.
He did good. He did good.
How's the composition?
Well, looks pretty yellow.
What did you...
The book itself is
what
yellow.
What did you say before that you said I wouldn't pay for art twice?
No, I wouldn't. This is in regards to going to see a movie in the movie theater. Just show of hands, feel free to respond. But unless it's like my favorite movie that I've ever seen, I'm not gonna go pay money to see a movie in the theater twice.
Barely once.
Once is fine. If it's worth it, I'll go and support it. Otherwise, I'll just rent it or Redbox it or Netflix it later.
Yeah.
But why would you saw it once there. You know it's gonna be the same movie. It's not a surprise anymore.
No.
There's nothing new.
I doubt he won't pay for art twice.
I've seen the same band twice in shows. But then again, it's always different. It's not set in stone. Anyway, Christopher Pike, here's the back. The hunt was on. School was almost over. A secretive club on
You
campus
are talking so close to the mic this week.
organized a scavenger hunt for the entire senior class. In small groups with the help of a cleverly painted clues, the kids are led through the city and then deep into the nighttime desert. The sponsoring club has promised a wonderful prize for the first group to reach the goal of the hunt. Now we found that I also can't read. I'm really bad at reading out loud. Oh, I dropped my broken glasses. They're even more busted now.
They're at half. We will talk about our morning because we had an exciting morning, but let's get to the scavenger hunt first.
All right. You want me to go up?
Why don't you go through everything and then I'll go through everything.
You have more than just what I see?
Maybe. But Jake has done... I'll say this. Maybe after this week, no more hubcaps for both of us because we are...
That's interesting you say that because you obviously brought more. It's turned everyone from a scavenger hunt to a hubcap hunt very quickly.
It's just like...
It's really pathetic that we can't get more creative than that.
I think we've taken advantage of it. I
want to tell you, I found 4.
That's
and
a lot of
by
hubcaps.
finding, I'm not like driving through neighborhoods. This is just on my commute. I just started looking. And in fact, one of them, and I know which one, I just stopped at a red light and it was there. I stopped at a red light, opened my car, didn't even have to get out.
There's some nice
Reached
looking
down.
ones.
They're very nice, and we'll go over them. First up,
Touch the table with that cat. Okay, and then you can make noises, whatever you want with it.
Okay. Well, I found this one right on my commute, right through Monroeville. I was going down. Actually, it was St. Patrick's Day. Let's see if we could find it, because I'm probably make fun of you a little bit.
And for those of you, again, for first-time listeners, long story short, with this scavenger hunt is it's the first one to 50 points. And there's 8 objects on the list. Each object has a point value. So it's the race to 50 points, and whoever wins has an episode where they are the writer and producer
Sort of like
themselves.
the MC.
They're sort of the MC. So right now, the scavenger hunt is Todd 16, Jake 15. Now, so this
Here we
is
go. One hubcap.
one hubcap.
I've got.
Okay, St. Patrick's Day, and I just found a hubcap. My first one.
My first one.
Very first one. Here we go.
I'm walking.
Here it is. Look at this beauty. I love it. Look at that. Suck it, Todd.
That's actually a video of Jake finding the hubcap from his phone, which I didn't realize.
I got out of my car
Yeah.
for this one. That was the very first one, St. Patrick's Day, because we didn't do a scavenger hunt. That's one, just a generic. It's very generic. It's
It's got a nice gleam to it though.
yeah, it's good.
We should
Number
do
two-
something with all these hubcaps.
Yeah, number
Man.
2.
That works.
It's got a chunk missing, but it's got the wire. You'd be able to fit it in.
Yeah.
You'd be able to fit
It's
it into
kind of
a
like
car.
the other one. It's a little bit like the other one.
What other one?
That
Yeah,
one.
they look similar, but they are in fact a little different.
Yeah.
So there's 2. It's now touched the table. That one's good. This is the one.
You said suck it, Todd.
Suck it, Todd. Yep, I did. Another real generic one I found. You know what? I forget. I think right on Lincoln Way, right by my house.
Really?
I was driving back. I found 2 in one day. I was
Yeah.
going to county district chorus for a couple of my students. So there's this one, another very generic one. It doesn't even have a wire, but it's got the spokes in it.
That's good.
It's touch in there. 14 inches. Ooh.
Yeah.
Made in Taiwan. Okay. It's chrome. Here's the one I like the best.
That one.
Here's the one I like the best, and I'll tell you why.
That one has a lot of. That one.
And it's an official Volkswagen
if that
hubcap.
if that hubcap could talk,
It's seen some.
it's seen some
It
S
could
word.
tell some story. It could tell a story. Is the S word that he's talking about? Look at this.
I was talking about the
Official
word shit.
Volkswagen. Let's see. No size on it. It looks to be about 14, I think.
See, that's. I mean, we're gonna definitely put all these on the Tumblr when we're done. But that
That's
one,
it. Touch it.
that
Good.
one is really good stuff. I like that.
I like that. So that's the 4 that I brought, and if we go ahead with that,
Yeah,
that's 20 points.
20 points.
Up to 35.
35
Me.
points.
35. Okay. There's all those. Just want to say I'm looking. You've got 3 here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, Todd, have you ever lost a hubcap in life?
No. I've lost entire cars over hillsides.
Oh.
But not. No, the
okay.
hubby stayed on.
Hubbies were good.
Yeah.
I have lost hubcaps and found them. So you know what that means? That someone realized, in their daily commute, maybe they don't go anywhere adventurous and they go the same way.
Yeah.
That they lost one.
Yeah.
Maybe in a pothole.
Uh-huh.
And maybe they've gone back to look for it, and we've
Taken them.
effectively taken
Taking them.
3, 6. You had 2 the other week. At least 7,
We
8,
have
9
to
of
do
them.
something with these.
Wow. Well, the people might have gone back. That's an official Volkswagen one, and now I've taken it.
Yeah.
And they can't go back and find it.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's it. That's it for mine.
Well, no, you have
I do have a deflated sports ball.
deflated sports ball,
Now,
my favorite
the
item.
seam is ripped, but it's
Yeah.
not cut.
That's
It
fair.
looks like someone caught it too ruggedly, and it just popped. They stepped on
Describe
it. Maybe
it.
they
Describe
spiked
it for the kids out there.
It's a really goofy football. Real goofy.
Yeah.
Sportcraft, www.sportcraft.com. Classic sports, where the sports matter, okay? It's a laser grip. It's blue and black.
Laser
Not
grip.
a pigskin. No leather on this bad boy.
But it is a sports ball.
It is certainly. It says sport right on it.
Yeah. See, I brought in a deflated kickball, but a kickball is a game. It's not a sport. So that's bullshit. So
This is a football. We are good to go here. Actually, found in an apartment complex.
you found it in a little kid's hand. Is what you did.
Yeah. First, I asked him. I held him up, and I said, "You stomp that ball till it breaks." And then I took it. I said, "You stomp that ball till it pops."
I'm going to beat the shit out of your father if you do not break that ball.
I couldn't do that to anyone. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Someone's
so-
dad.
Apartment complex. Quit. So an apartment complex. This is busted. That's 6. So 35 up to 41.
41 points.
Coming close.
41 points.
All
to
I
take.
need is a matching baby outfit, and I got this thing.
Yeah, one
wrapped
matching
up.
baby outfit, which we said is
Or
10 points.
3 unopened tape rolls.
3 NL. But I say no more hubcaps because we are doing some
Yeah.
damage to the world with this.
Yeah. A lot of things are going bad, and I didn't expect to find.
No.
See, in the past 2 weeks, I didn't look for any of these, but
Yeah.
I drove by them and pulled over. I was like, "Wow, okay, that's the thing." So, sports balls.
See if there's any air that could come out
Ooh,
of there.
ooh, yeah, you know, Todd.
Get that, or just like wipe it. Ugh. I love that.
That's it.
Okay.
What do you got?
So Jake is 9 points away from winning the scavenger hunt.
Scav hunt.
On to me, who has 16 points already. Here's hubcap number 1. We really have a lot of. This is just like
This
hubcap.
is getting weird. This is weird.
Yeah. This right here,
Another chrome. They're all chrome.
all chrome. This one has like a bit of like
Drainage.
drainage on it, like it was crying. This
Sad
one
cat.
I actually found on Fifth Avenue near Bloom's Cut Rate.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm
You
sure
know-
that, for those of you listening, they probably were trying to sell it, and then they couldn't. They probably had it hanging in the window for 8 years. Put it down, put it up. Oh, we'll put this up next to the M&M in the window.
Yeah, the M&M. If for those of you, which is everyone, that don't know Bloom's Cut Rate, it's on Fifth Avenue in McKeesport, and they just sell old stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's a drug front because they sell just garbage.
Yeah.
They sell like amusement park toys that you'd win for like knocking over the milk cartons, the milk crate. Like, hey, pick your prize. That's the kind of stuff that they've got hanging up in their store.
Hang it up, and if you go in, you could literally see the shelves, and you could see the age of everything on it because like it's like sun beaten
And yellowed.
It's
oh, yeah.
oh.
Like that Christopher Pike book. Yep.
And this one, it's a little
Ooh,
bit.
why is it wobbly like that?
It needed to come. Somebody deserved to lose this one. Someone deserved to lose this
It's
one
got
because
lug nuts in it.
the lug nuts in it are very loose. So this
Flip
one,
it. I want to see the other side. Oh, wow.
someone
that's
deserved to lose this one. So that's 2 hubcaps. This third hubcaps comes with a bit of a story. Well, not really, not a bit of a story. I had brought in a hubcap that I had found in Homestead on the way to work, a Ford hubcap, and I brought it in, and it was fine. I have found this hubcap in the same place.
No
and it
way.
is a Ford.
What?
Yeah, it's a little more beaten up than the other one. I don't doubt that this is not from the same automobile, just an older one.
It's another Ford one.
Do you remember the Ford one from last week?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
The same place I found this.
It's probably the same person's.
It's the same person had lost this. So there's someone in Homestead right now is just like,
Damn it.
they're really mad. So we have that.
That's it. Oh wait, you got anything else?
I have something else.
Right now you're up 31 points.
31 points.
That's 15 for 3 of those, and plus your 16 already.
Yeah.
31.
31.
41.
41. I have, and one of them was
One of the items on this.
one of the items on the list was an audio clip of the longest scream. This one clocks in at 56 seconds. So this will set the bar for a 56-second scream, and that ties us at 41.
Because that's worth 10.
That's worth 10.
Get out of here.
So here's what we have. This was from YouTube. You could look it up. It is literally just titled "The Longest Scream Ever."
I knew I should have looked it up.
Heavy metal scream, no audio tricks, no visual tricks.
It's a heavy metal scream?
Yeah, this is a scream.
So, I had my favorite new giant,
Get a little...
Yeah.
That's good. What? laughing.
All right.
Oh man.
All right.
What is that?
So that was 56 seconds.
Hold on. Was the video 56 seconds long?
No.
They timed it themselves.
They timed it themselves.
Legit. I'll take it. That's great.
But you can look it up right now. The longest scream ever on YouTube, in parentheses, 56 seconds. So that ties the boys up 41 to 41. So this is something we have to talk about. So next week...
I'm obviously going to go for it. What's going to happen?
Next week, we will find out who wins the scavenger hunt.
What if we both bring in 50 points?
I know. I've never thought about that. What if... Do we just do the highest score?
But then it'll just keep going.
Well, I'm just saying, if we make the cutoff next week...
And no hubcaps next week.
No hubcaps.
And unless I can find a video that's 57 seconds
Or I could find an older photograph. Which,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
Todd, you're into that.
Let's make a bargain here. I'm not going to look for an older photograph if you don't look for a longer scream.
So that leaves... What are we left with?
We're left with
baby clothes.
Baby clothes.
Scotch tape.
Tape
rolls.
Yeah.
Unopened. You can't buy
Political signs. We've only done one.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Is that it?
yeah.
There's more.
I mean, there could be. Deflated balls.
More deflated sports
Defiliated balls.
More defibrillated.
So, just an update on the scavenger hunt.
Tied at
41-41. So next week, we have tape rolls that are worth 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
You could go double down on the tape rolls.
Triple down
on the tape rolls. We have matching baby clothes outfits, which I was so happy about and haven't brought in a damn one.
I know a couple of band members from the Seams. They're about to have a child.
Well,
am I allowed to just take... Do I have to steal it from them, or can I ask them for it?
You can just bring it in. Bring it in.
If I can convince as
long as you don't buy it.
An almost parents to take their
What happens if they have their kid and you have its clothes?
They've got more than one set of clothes for this child.
Well, you need to bring in all of their clothes. You need to say, like, give me all the baby's clothes. All of it.
Or nothing.
And
it's got
I quit the band. I quit the band if you don't.
It's not going to be.
You can.
I'll try.
Do you want to win?
I will steal my friend's future child's clothes. I'll ask.
So episode 6 will have the final of the scavenger hunt. So by this time next week,
done.
We'll know. I guess we'll have to go the highest points, only just because there's no other way.
Yeah, because I'm gonna try to go for 50. You're gonna try to go for 50. Mm-hmm. I'd say maybe if I get even 47 points and you get 48, we'll just end it next week. Just most points by next week.
Most points by next week.
No hubcaps.
No hubcaps, because we have done some. We have to think about what to do with the hubcaps. I'm serious. I have so many hubcaps in my trunk.
Off the bat, I'm thinking arrange them in my yard and then go stand on the roof and take pictures.
That's the first thing that came out.
Or maybe just stand on my roof and throw them like frisbees.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Good.
I like that. I like that stuff. All right. I mean, so next week, tune in to find the end of the scavenger hunt, which you could presume then the following week will be the episode. I don't know where this is going, I don't think. I don't know where this is going. Let me know.
That's how I get myself pumped for the scavenger hunt.
Oh, you just beat on your chest and hum?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we could talk about.
What about speaking of hubcaps?
Yeah.
I have an old car, an old 1990 Bonneville.
Yes.
Only had 2 hubcaps. It had 2 Pontiac Bonneville hubcaps, and the other 2 were missing. So on one side, the driver's side, I used the Pontiac hubcaps. On the other side, I had generic ones that we found today in the past weeks. And I drove that thing around. I love that car. It was a 1990. It was like almost as old as I was. Ancient car.
24 years old.
It drove like a boat. It was a dream. Loved it. A lot of good experiences in that car. And we found it. We were actually going to get my new glasses. Picking up my new glasses in the parking lot. There it was. There's my old car. And it was the same one because it had 2 of the same hubcaps on one side, 2 generic. Gotta be mine. And they actually fixed it up.
Yeah.
We fixed that Annie Boyd dent.
you call out Annie Boyd. Annie Boyd, I guess, is a person we went to high school with. And she backed into Jake's car and then
It was
blamed
sort of
Jake.
mutual. It was sort of mutual bump, but then we were both at fault, and she just kind of went all me. And I'm not bitter. Whatever. It was both of our faults, but
I'm bitter.
no, I don't really care. I didn't care back then, but she did knock out my taillight cover, and you
Yeah.
can't find a taillight cover for a 1990 Bonneville.
They did. That taillight cover was...
Don't rub it in. The car's nicer than when I sold it to these people. Anyway, good to see it again. A lot of good memories.
So we pull in Panera, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's my old car," and it was his old car.
Not just the same model, make. It was my car.
It was his old car. So I took a picture of him and with his old car, and it
And
was
new
the
glasses.
car, and his new glasses, because his old glasses are literally broken in half.
I was actually playing with my dog Tails, which would be a good segue to tail stuff.
Tail stuff.
Okay, so
Let's go with that tail stuff.
I was playing with my dog Tails because if you have a dog, you know sometimes you have to entertain it, or at least I do, because you can't get a rise out of my dog Tails. He's sort of like the run of the litter. He won't do anything exciting. You can barely get him to go fetch a ball. He's real scared of everything.
Or pee. You could barely get him to pee.
He's real scared, and I was playing, and I was kind of entertaining him, and I like to act weird in front of my dog to confuse the hell out of him, just to see how confused I can make him. I was doing that, and I ended up goofing around, and I was spinning, and my glasses, they didn't fit very well, obviously, because they slid down my face. They fell off my face. I tried to like really quickly grab it with my hands. And
Did you punch it forward?
I kind of just smacked them into the wall, and they broke in half. Tails did not care. My dog didn't care. And here they are. They're touching the table. Here's one side. Here's the other side.
Yeah.
Let
I
me try.
mean, they're not a scavenger hunt, so I don't think you could. Yeah. Jake is now trying to put the glasses on his face.
They look good.
This morning took forever to get his glasses because
Listen.
we're close enough that we go to each other's eye appointments. I went to Jake's optometrist this
to
morning,
pick up my new glasses.
and this lady curved his shit so bad.
She bent the part that fits over your ear. When I got them, I tried them on. They fit well. I liked the way they fit. I was comfortable with wearing those for another 3 years and being like, you know what? They fit. She took them. She had some sort of she had like a blow dryer back there. She was heating them up, bending them, and I'm like, oh, well, you work here. You know what you're doing. She bent them so far down, they were like, stuck to my face. I didn't like it. I made her undo it.
Like little by little. Or no, she introduced the topic because he put the glasses on. He put the new glasses on, and she was like, "How do they feel?" And I think you said something like, "They feel okay. They feel good." And she's like, "They're crooked." And you're like, "No, that's my face." And then she took them away from you for what, seemingly 2 to 5 minutes,
About a minute, 2 minutes, yeah.
and came back, and
They fit worse.
and she just continuously made them fit worse every time. And on the way there, I told him, I said, "They're gonna be too tight around your ears," and they were, because that's how people work in that profession. They will put that shit so tight around your ears that you won't be able to think. And so I knew they were gonna do that. I knew they were gonna do that to you, and it was so tight on his head that the skin on his head was coming over the sides.
Well, they were so tight, my
Your
ears were
head skid.
flopping. My ears were getting bent.
And she kept hitting your ears too. Like she kept going.
She kept bending them back to look at it. And if you know this about me, if you even mess with my ears a little bit, they're going to get real red and stay red. They're going to stay red and irritated. So she kept bending them in half. Same problem I get when I go get my hair cut. They're always bending my ears, and they're always so hot. Oh, and they're always bending them, and they get real red. I don't like that.
I was watching it, but she just kept. She kept putting the glasses on his head. The skin on his head was flapping over the side of the glasses, and then just kept going like this and bending his ear.
Todd keeps bending his ears like you can see it. Like I'm the only one. Quit bending them. Stop. All right.
I've got ear infections still.
Folks, this is
So-
too long. Please tell Todd to elevate his head when he sleeps. If he's not elevating his head, he never will.
I actually got a great compliment by Jake this morning. He said my ear canals are big.
No
said-
wonder you could jam earbuds so far in there. It's scary.
Real deep.
You gotta triple up on Q-tips, otherwise they're not doing anything in your ears.
Yeah, the canals they're built very big. I'm a big canal kind of guy. That's all.
Plenty of room for infections to creep in there.
Yeah.
It's like an open door.
Hey,
Come on in!
Infections move in and they do not move out for months.
They just get that gunk cleaned out. Oh, right.
I'm still taking that weird ear medication that's supposed to fix something. All it does is just make
Because
me...
he's not elevating his head.
It just makes me feel like I have a headache.
That's it. Well, I was playing with my dog Tails. I broke my glasses. Tails, I guess, was entertained and confused, which is what I wanted. But, I guess we did that. I found my old car in Monroeville. Eventful weekend.
Yeah?
You want to do Tails pictures?
Yeah.
So,
let's do Tails pictures.
we're looking, my idea of it, and Todd might have a different idea.
I love it.
I want fan art of my dog. Now, my dog, Tails, he's adorable. He's great. He hardly barks. He's
one of the only dogs I like in this world.
And that says a lot. Todd doesn't like many dogs. He's a cat guy, which is great. I like cats, but I'm really at heart a dog guy. My dog Tails, he's adorable. And I've not met anyone that doesn't like him. But Tails can also take some pretty awful pictures. So I'm taking pictures of Tails, and he is the cutest thing in real life, but he makes some of the derpiest faces when you're trying to take a picture of him. So what I've done is compiled a short list, and we'll post these of my dog in compromising positions and just completely unphotogenic. So we'll post a good picture so you go, aww, and realize his full potential, and then I'll post awful ones.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to show Todd. Todd's not seen these.
This is something that we thought of pretty much the first week to do this. So what Jake is saying is these pictures I'll post on the Tumblr. Some of them are good and some of them are just terrible.
Here, I'll show Todd the cute one.
Is that your kid.tumblr.com? We want Tails fan art. Whatever you want to make it, it does not matter. We don't care what it looks like.
Put it on a Post-it note. Put it on... You paint it with watercolors. Do it in Photoshop. Do it on
Real
Microsoft.
globby brushes.
Do it on Microsoft Paint for all I care about. I want to see some
Tails
fan art. Here we go. Here's a cute one, Todd. He's wearing a cape because it was really cold out in January.
Great. I
He's
love that.
super cute. And then, Todd, well, I hope you're ready.
I'm ready for this one.
Here's the photo shoot.
Okay, here's the photo shoot.
Just go ahead and swipe right.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Tails is belly up. Just go that way.
This way.
Yeah, swipe that way.
So he's laying...
Balls up.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
Like, you know what my dog looks like, right? That's not what he looks like in a normal day, is it?
This is incredible. Oh my god. I want to take a picture on my... I want to take a picture.
I'll just send them. We'll put them on Tumblr. You'll get them from there. Did you look at all of them?
Yes. For the kids out there, which is what we call our fans, the kids out there, is that your kid.tumblr.com. We will post pictures of Jake's dog Tails. And what we want you to do is make whatever you want out of this. Completely do whatever your own thing. Send it back to our email. Is that your kid at yahoo.com.
Send it to our Tumblr. Can you do that to Tumblr?
Yeah, you can send them posts, but you can't send them pictures.
All right. Well, we'll put a ITYK watermark
At least the girls that I flirt with tell me they can't.
They're lying, Tom.
No, I'm kidding. I only flirt with like one person on that website.
Okay. We'll go into more. We'll go into that later. I'm excited about that. But,
but
that's my dog Tails. I'm sorry, it's more visual stuff, but we will put that up, and you should actually be looking at it right now, so you can laugh along with us. That's my goal.
So Lisa, I know you did our baby head.
I love that. It's great.
You love it. Tails pictures. You'd probably be the first one we go to about these.
She's a Tails fan. She loves him. Who doesn't?
Well, the young lady from California, she said she was actually working on some art for us and wants to send it to us.
Whoa, okay.
So if you want to take these, is that your kid.tumblr.com, these Tails pictures, do whatever you want with them. First message of the day coming, Jake, he's writing it down.
Oh, no. I was just going to draw more.
Okay, you're just going to draw more.
Yeah, but we should.
But that's something I'm really excited. This is something I think after the first week, I said, what we were gonna do, I was like, we have to do these Tales pictures, and he was so down for it. And what I envisioned for this. This is exactly what we're gonna do. Now, also, while you write over there, I've got one word. We're gonna play another little game here. I've got one noise for you. Okay. It's one word, one noise.
Should I make the noise?
I will.
Oh, okay.
You know what it's...
Do I have to guess the word?
You just have to guess what's going on.
Okay.
Yes, it's back. Is that your
the
ghost?
fire sirens? Oh,
Is that your ghost segment?
fire sirens. I mean ghosts. Yeah.
So I do have something for Is That Your Ghost this week.
Ooh,
for-
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, for those of you, again, first-time listeners, Is That Your Ghost is anything ghostly related that we're talking about here. And I don't know what's going on, but long story short, we'll talk about this maybe in a later episode. I used to live in Monroeville, and I actually moved back home with my sister and my mom, and I'm currently living right now with where I grew up, and it was a haunted house, quote unquote. We might even do a whole Todd haunts episode eventually. Let's do a podcast from the attic.
In the third, yes.
Let's do that.
Oh, I'm so scared already. Should we do it at night? Should we have
Yes.
first night cast?
Night
pod.
We will go up in the attic and have a night pod. But
That
anyway,
sounds-
this was either Tuesday or Wednesday night, and this is honest truth. I was not on anything whatsoever.
Except ear medication.
I was so doped up on ear medication that my ears are hearing so good.
Just
But
so much gunk.
I was not asleep because the first time I said I had a dream that my dead grandfather was in the room and he was talking about this stool.
That you're sitting on right now.
I was not asleep. I was half asleep. I was tossing and turning in my bed and literally, like, just completely deadpan, not like a whisper, nothing. Somebody, and it wasn't loud. It wasn't loud and it wasn't a whisper. It was just a normal speaking voice. Something in my room, and it just said, Toddy. And I went, what? Because I was scared. Because, like, that's what you just react.
You were like half asleep.
And I was just like, what? And nothing. But it said Toddy. And Toddy is what my family calls me. Because my dad's name is Todd as well. So when we were growing up, it was Todd and Toddy. Because I never went by Junior. And still don't. So they called me Toddy. And also my coworkers call me Toddy.
Interesting.
Anyway, but I just heard a regular voice. Toddy. It just said Toddy. And I was just like, yo.
That's weird. So you're saying it was maybe 12 midnight? 1
At
o'clock?
1:30, because I looked at the clock.
Weird.
1:30 on either.
Did you sleep with the light on from that point?
No, I
Brave.
didn't sleep with it all.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I didn't fall asleep till probably like 6
Crazy.
o'clock, and then I had to wake up at like 7. Yeah, just said my name, Toddy.
I usually, if something weird happens, I just put on some music and try my best to fall asleep.
I was positive in saying that, and so maybe in the incoming weeks here, we will have a podcast from my attic, which growing up had the most haunts.
Did have 4 or 5 out of 5
4
haunts.
out of 5 haunts, and maybe I could actually get a recording of my mom or dad talking about a specific haunt.
I think it's your turn for a recording. You should. Field report from Todd Tondera.
Yeah, field report from a haunt. Now, these haunts were generally speaking when I was growing up, not recently.
When you and your sister were younger, which
Yeah.
we'll explain later.
We'll explain later.
It has
'cause
to
we'll
do with age, I think.
Yeah, it has to do. These
Most of
haunts
it.
have to do with age, just because the presumed individual living in the house, his kids were the same age as my sister and me when we were growing up. But we might do a whole episode
Don't
on
spoil
that.
it, because
Yeah.
that's probably one of my favorite ghost stories.
And also, if you guys have any haunted towns, because we've been doing Is That Your Ghost haunted towns, we've got some pretty cool emails coming in so far. We don't have an email this week on that, but
That's alright, we did Centralia last time.
Centralia, Pennsylvania was last week.
4 to 5.
4 to 5.
We
4 out
did
of 5.
Ellison Bay, yeah. But
Ellison
I'm
Bay.
looking for more. I'm hungry for more. That's great. I love that.
So if you want to send us a weird town, and what we will do with this weird town is we will talk about it and gauge how haunted it is. So is that your kid at yahoo.com for that. To manipulate those Tails pictures, which I really want you to do, is that your kid.tumblr.com. Also at is that your kid on Twitter as well. And do we have any more social media, or those are the 3? Well, I guess you could say, is that your kid at Potomatic? No, scratch what I just said. Is that your kid dot potomatic.com? You could find out. That's where our stream is, and then obviously subscribe on iTunes. Is that your kid? And this would be week 5. So I didn't think we'd make it this far.
We did. Here we are. Well, now that we're in week 5, I mean, we obviously know a little bit about me.
Yeah.
I love frisbee, bike riding, all that kind of stuff. You're into comic books and wrestling.
Yeah.
Great things. And soup. But who doesn't like soup? But we don't know about Todd and Jake's stuff collectively.
Collective stuff. We should definitely go out on that story. The DC story? You want to do the DC story?
Yeah. So, I don't know if you know this, Todd recently, in this very pod, Todd said that he's not lost a hubcap, but he has lost cars. Now, when I say that my friend Todd might have he easily is the person I know with the worst luck. He's got the worst luck out of anyone. Who else do you know has ear infections for 6 weeks straight? Not me. I know one guy, and he's sitting in front of me. Todd's, through no fault of his own, just had bad car experiences, real unlucky. Just
my car was hit and run.
Just recently.
Yeah, just recently.
That's the most recent bad Todd luck stuff. Oh, God. Anyway, so Todd's got some pretty bad luck. He's lost a car over a hill. One of his cars just kind of broke down right in the busiest inbound lane into Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that was awful.
I cried a bunch that day. That was a bad day about that.
Cool. That's a good update on that. So Todd's got some pretty bad luck. So when I say that Todd just has bad luck, I guess that'll be the intro to this next story. So last spring, actually about a year ago, in May, we took a trip to DC. 2 reasons. One, I wanted to visit my friend Elizabeth. Great friend. She actually let us crash on her couch, which Todd ruined that. But more to that.
Should have my new couch.
So we get there. We had a really nice time. She lived in DC. Very nice part of town. She was very hospitable. Great host. So we're in DC. Todd, we had this great weekend plan. We ran that 5K. I had that busted ankle. Okay, it was healing. It mostly healed. So Todd has got like some weird flu. He had like smallpox. So he's all drugged up. He's can't see straight. He's sick.
And this is my vacation. This is
the 1 week out of the year that Todd has this week vacation plan. Part of it I was a part of, and the rest he went to New York and did his own thing. He can tell you more about that. But we're in DC really quickly. I'll try to make it quick. We're in DC.
You can make it as long as you want.
Having a great time. Todd is just sick, but dealing well with it, I'd say. He sounds weird. He probably couldn't hear then either. So we go out and we're at a restaurant/bar, and Todd, the bartenders were actually asking if you were okay. You got up and stumbled to the bathroom, and they were like, "Excuse me, is your friend okay?" And she points, and I see you just like pacing in circles.
This was the night before.
You look like a lunatic, yeah. And I was like, "Oh, he's okay. He's sick." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And I didn't know if they were gonna kick you out. I think they thought you were really drunk.
I didn't.
And you weren't.
That was the night. Is that when we went to eat?
Yeah, and then just kind of called it quits because we had just gotten in.
Yeah, I was sick that day too.
So Todd was still sick the next day. Part of the trip was visiting our friend Elizabeth. The other part of the trip was to go see a couple of our well-liked bands, Fake Problems and the Menzingers. Yeah. Okay, they played a show in DC. Rock and Roll Hotel?
Yeah.
Great night. Fake Problems opened up, but Todd and I both like Fake Problems a whole bunch. So we're there.
That was so fun.
That was one of my favorite shows.
Like that was like I was like picking you up and stuff. I love that.
I think I picked up strangers.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
People had a great time, including us. Yeah. So we're all singing along, having a great time. Fake Problems ends. I go upstairs to the upper bar with Elizabeth during the Menzingers, and we just go.
By the way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Todd was down doing his own thing, listening to the Menzingers. We went up to get some fresh air because it was hot. I was sweating. It was really hot, and it was early May, mid-May, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even quite June yet. So we go upstairs, having a nice time. We lose track of time upstairs.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We look at the clock. We don't hear any commotion anymore, and we're on the top floor outside. In the upper floor. We go, oh, you know what? The show might be over. And we look around. There's hardly anyone there. We get nervous. We're like, oh, let's go. So we paid our tab. We walk downstairs. We look around in the venue where we just had that nice show. Empty. It was so empty, guys. There was a guy sweeping the floor. That's how done the show was. That's how done it was. There was no one there except the man sweeping. And we look at each other and go, we blew it. At this point, we had blown it. Todd is gone. Todd could be anywhere. We know he's sick. He's like on his last legs here. Yeah. For all we know, he's going to die the next day. Yeah. So he's done. He's gone. I have no idea. I'm freaking out. I like panic. I look at my phone, and music was playing inside. So I stepped outside, and I think I started to call you. And I
was wearing these jeans, these very jeans.
I look over to my left as I'm trying to call you. Todd is huddled up in a ball, sort of like a homeless person, huddled in a ball, sitting crisscross style, trying to keep warm, soaking wet. I've never seen someone more wet. And I don't think it was just because it was hot in there. I think that you were sweating all of your sickness through every pore on your body. He was freezing and in worse condition than we left him. So we abandoned Todd. He eventually tried to get back in. Yeah. And they didn't let you back in.
Here, I'll throw it back over to you. Here, I'll say my part of okay. So Fake Problems had concluded. The Menzingers were up next. I was really psyched for them. I was already sweaty, wasn't feeling too good. Crowd was moving, but nothing
You were pushing past it because you were having a nice time.
Yeah, I was pushing past it. So Jake and Elizabeth, they go upstairs. I didn't know that they had went upstairs. That was step one. I thought they were just in the back of the room. And I think that we had said, like, hey, if we somehow get lost or whatever, I'll text you. I'll text you as I'm heading to the door. And so the Menzingers went on, and for those, most of everyone that listens, if you've not went to a show with me before, I'm insane.
By the way, this has to do with his luck. Who else gets lost and stranded outside?
And so I go pretty hard at shows, to say the least. At a past show, I was in crutches because of it. I broke my thumb at a show one time. But anyway, so I'm just doing my normal Todd thing, and I'm not a very big cat. And I was just...
He's also not a cat at all.
So I was just doing a thing, and I was so sweaty and just beaten up and stuff. And
it's tiring.
I jumped on stage for a bit, and I thought Jake was in the back, so I was like, yeah, I'll bring that up. I was on stage. He didn't see it. I was like, this is cool. That'd be cool if he saw it. So at the end of the show, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. So I'm like, well, I'll text Jake. I reached for my phone, and I think my phone was dead. Was it? One of our phones was dead.
Your phone was dead.
My phone was dead, so I couldn't text Jake. So I said, whatever. So I left the venue. And I went outside, soaking wet. I don't know why. I was sweating profusely, and I'm not a sweat. I don't get sweaty. I was head to toe just soaking wet from other people's sweat, my sweat. I was sick.
Your sickness.
And I was like, I definitely have. And that's why I exited the venue immediately, because I was like, I gotta go. And I thought that Jake would be outside, but I was like, I couldn't text him because my phone was dead. And I said, when I'm leaving, I'll text you. So Jake is upstairs. He hasn't got that text.
How long were you out there?
I would say 30 to 40 minutes, I'd say.
Wow, I really
30 to 40. I mean, when you saw them, they were sweeping up the venue. There was probably... No, but I left the venue, and I was really dehydrated. Like I'm talking like almost pass out. And it was cold outside now because it had gone into the evening. I was soaking wet. I was like, no big deal. I'll just go back in. The guy at the door wouldn't let me in. I said, I have to go back in. He said, there's no re-entry. I said, I'm sick. I got to go back in. I can't stay out here. And I said, and then he said, no. I said, could I at least have a glass of water? And he said, no. And I'm still,
You probably looked like you were really drunk because you were really sick.
I was very sick. And it was just like, okay, just give me a glass of water. And you know what? In my own sense was, like, I didn't want to argue with the guy because I don't have patience anyway. But I'm saying, like, I don't need to start an argument. Let's get something done. Let's just get it done. I was like, so could you get me a drink of water? No. So he would not let me in. He would not let me in just to get a drink and exit again. And he would not himself get me a drink.
Meanwhile, there were still people in there.
There were still
In
people
the upper floor, it's not like they were closed, because I was still in there.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let you in. That's so weird.
So I sat down on
The cement.
the cement, and I was freezing. I was just like borderline just like blacking out, just because I was just like, oh no, like what is, like, I'm so sick right now, I need to go home. And that's kind of where this story picks up, because I was just like hoping somebody would, and people are leaving.
Not me.
In my head, they left, and they left me there. I was like, they left me at this fucking place? Are you kidding me? They left me here, because, like, every once in a while I get up and look in, and I'm like, nobody. There's people sweeping the floors. I'm out here freezing. And I'll let Jake pick up there, because that's when I sat back down. And so that was my side of what happened there. And then Jake...
I honestly thought I'd lost you. I thought you were gone.
Like, a physically, mentally...
Yeah.
Just gone.
Friendship-wise, done. I thought you were gone. When I saw that guy sweeping, I want to tell you, my heart sank. I'm like, I'll never see Todd again. He was gone. I went out. There he was.
We're in a foreign city.
Not our city.
Yeah.
Black and yellow. We find you. We resurrect you. Todd, wake up. Come on, time to go. We're sorry. I remember this.
You two carried me down the
street. We sort of half carried you, and we got you a Sprite.
And then...
You kind of felt a little better.
I will not lie about that. I remember you guys picking me up. I don't remember what happened after that till I was in the back of her car, wearing, I think, your clothes.
Because his clothes were completely soaked.
They were done. You might as well throw them away.
I gave Todd some of my, I had an extra shirt over top. I gave him that. So, long story short, we resurrect Todd. Guess he doesn't remember that part. We give him a Sprite. We leave. We're driving home.
Did we go to a bar?
We went to the bar to get the Sprite just for 5 minutes.
Okay.
You drank the Sprite, then left. We make it back to Elizabeth's, her apartment. Then we just go to bed. We're all pretty spent. We're pretty exhausted. We all go to bed. Todd wakes up in the middle of the night. And, okay, you know, you've seen crime shows. You've seen crime dramas. When you go and you're watching a crime drama and there's a crime scene. You know how they chalk out the dead body, the cadaver's outline? Todd had left a sweat imprint, a sickly influenza sweat imprint in Elizabeth's bed.
Yeah. She let me sleep in her bed.
It looked like a crime scene. It was a perfect outline of a human body. From head to toe. It was disgusting. She was a great sport about it. Didn't care or didn't show that she cared too much. Real gross. So we sweat through.
She was nice enough. She said, well, you could sleep in my bed since we just, like, I guess left you there. And it was probably about 3 hours later, I just wandered to the kitchen where Jake wanders to the kitchen. I said, Jake, come here, you gotta see this. And I showed him, and it was just like an imprint of sweat.
Looked like a snow angel.
And then, of course, I was soaking wet again, too.
So they're all my clothes now, again.
And then I end up going to bed on the couch, and then I sweat through a third pair of clothes on the couch.
When I say Todd's got bad luck, I'm not kidding, folks. This is real.
And that was before I went to New York. So that's not even the end of the story. That's the end of this story, the important part. But that was it. I was on vacation. I planned this vacation, and I didn't even get to do all the stuff I wanted to do because I was sick. I ran out of cash, all kinds of stuff. But the next day, I went to New York on a bus. So, like, the story doesn't, but those sweating through 3 pairs of clothes, like, it's
like probably you were on a really bad, like, acid trip, just being sick that whole time.
Yeah,
gross.
I don't remember when I remember you guys coming out, you taking me back. I didn't remember that we even went to another place. I remember being in the back of her car in your clothes, but I had something else on me. I don't know if I had her clothes on me.
We had the coats that we left in the car.
I probably could have. I feel like there was something of hers that I was wearing as well. Was it like a blanket or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
Didn't she have like a blanket in the back seat?
Probably. I'm not sure.
But anyway, that was the DC story.
Yeah. So, fake problems.
Yeah.
Do we want to try that?
Yeah, try that. Yeah, you could go for that.
Well, fake problems,
which is one of the bands we saw that night, so that's why.
Singer of Fake Problems, lead singer of Fake Problems. His name's Chris Farron. He actually just started up a podcast right around when we started Is That Your Kid? Mm-hmm. His podcast, along with Jeff Rosenstock, The name of their podcast is Back to the Island. The point of their podcast is to watch a random episode of Lost out of order, watch an episode, and then talk about it afterwards. What we want to do is do that eventually. Okay, maybe talk to Back to the Island folks, give us one of their episodes. They'll give us an episode to watch. We'll watch it and then do an episode just like Back to the Island. So that's it. Chris, Jeff, if you're watching, if you're listening, definitely we want to do one of those. Awesome.
We're going to hit them up probably on Twitter to see if we could do that. And
I've only seen a couple seasons of Lost. I've not seen the whole thing.
I think Chris would like that story because it starts with his band playing.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we went there, is to see that band play.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't even have been there if that band wouldn't have been playing. Like, I definitely wouldn't have been.
No.
I would have had no reason.
If it was just Menzingers, I wouldn't have gone.
Right.
But the fact that it was both of them.
Right. And I would have never said, like, hey, Jake, we should do this. Because that's what it was. Because I was like, hey, we should do this. And you're like, I know someone from DC.
Yeah.
And
we'll run the 5K, then we'll go straight.
Yeah.
We'll go straight there. It was good.
But
that's it. I think
I think this is our longest episode yet, which is great. But you got to hear a behind the scenes take on one of our first stories. We've got a lot of good stories.
We should have a Todd and Jake segment.
But if you didn't like that one, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't listen to it anymore.
He was in bad sorts.
Bad sorts that night. But just to wrap everything up, you guys are going to see the new deflated ball, the hubcaps, and we are tied 41-41 to the Scavenger Hunt. Next week we will find out who won the Scavenger Hunt. So, to check out those Tails pictures, which I absolutely want you to do, and I will be mad if you don't, and I will actually find you, cut you open, hang your skeleton in my tree if you don't do this, is thatyourkid.tumblr.com for Tails pictures. @isthatyourkid on Twitter. Subscribe to our podcast, Is That Your Kid, on iTunes.
Or Podomatic.
isthatyourkid.podomatic.com. And thank you everybody who emailed in saying where you listen. We're also on Stitcher too. So if you have the Stitcher app, check us out there. We got a couple of people saying that I found out through Tumblr. A lot of popular hits from Tumblr, which is great. One from Podomatic as well. So as always, we welcome your emails, comments, and we will be back next week, which I believe we will be taping our episode from a restaurant. We're not sure. We have an idea of where, but we're not.
We'll just see.
We'll see where it goes, but we do want to record from a restaurant next week. So Jake, as per usual, I will let you send it out. Last week you sent it out better than I send things in.
Ooh. Well, thanks for listening to everybody. Send me those gaping maw pictures. I want all of them. If you find a good one, send us a link. I want to see gaping maws. Thanks for listening. Yeah, that's it. It's not as great.
Not as great as last week that sent out. So
all right,
I'll throw it over to you again and again.
Jake Szirmae signing out.
All right, see everybody next week.
Listen.
We're close enough that we go to each other's eye appointments.